Those of you who live in small towns, what is the current local controversy all about? A lady who has lived in the neighborhood forever has started losing her mind and is stealing lawn ornaments, pots, plants, etc. from everyone else's yard. The police refuse to arrest her because the situation is sad. So every few months the police host a "Get Back Your Shit" event and we just collect our things from her yard. It is surreal, but I wish her the best. Not current, but it needs to be documented in history. The serial catnapper. A couple lost their cat, so they went knocking door to door in our town, and came across their cat crying in a random home's front window. They call the police, who arrive and find 50+ missing cats, along with a ducking graveyard of cats in the garden. Some had been missing for up to 7 years. It culminated in the catnapper, a 50+-year-old woman, stuffing as many cats as she could in a car and going on a police chase through our little town. Most of the cats were identified and taken home. A very small few went to rescue centers, and the catnapper is currently going under mental health treatment. She just took home any cat she saw while on a walk for the last 7 years. This happened about a couple of years back, but I had to tell the tale. A small town with 3,000 inhabitants. Everyone knows each other, everyone knows where everyone works, who is related to whom, and so on. Still, my cousin doesn't know who is the father of her child. The school security guard who groomed a 14-year-old into running away with him, and then held her captive for 10 years at his parents' house, while still being my 4th grade school security guard, is being released from prison the next month after serving a 15-year sentence. Edit. Anyone interested in the story Googles Tom Hose McKeesport. There's also an Amazon Prime Video documentary. Our mayor posted a bunch of revenge porn photos of his ex on Reddit. His office and home were raided in August. Charges were announced in November. He finally stepped down from office last week after his plea bargain was denied by the judge, and his trial is set for April. Shortly after his arrest, his current fiancée called a DC radio morning show to defend him on air. I'm sure you can imagine all of the drama. A woman on the city council constantly spouts about cleaning up the admittedly horrible drug problem in town and goes on sanctimonious rants on social media about it. Her son is the main dealer in town. He lives in her house. It's not a secret at all, and he gets arrested for shit all the time and she gets him off the hook every time. Full disclosure, I don't live there anymore thankfully, but most of my family does. Edit. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it is too thin for competition. Although to be perfectly honest, the town is only like 1,000 strong and he doesn't have competition. Mostly because people know his mom can pull a few strings and duck you over or just run you out of town. A local pizza place fired all its staff mysteriously last summer and closed for a few weeks. Naturally, rumors fly right away. Turns out the Mormon owner, who liked to parade his family as the paragon of small-town virtue, was having affairs with multiple staff members. The wife kicked him out, fired anyone who knew, and then rehired and trained a bunch of new staff. One of the fired staff members then opens her pizza place to rave reviews in the nearest town over. Og Pizza Place announces it will close at the end of the year, right after they run a promo for gift cards. People are pissed they only have a few weeks to use the gift cards they just bought, and were planning to give as Christmas presents. After weeks of record sales, Og Pizza Place announces they're staying open after all, and now people are pissed they used up the cards they'd intended to give as gifts. TLDR. One pizza owner is disgraced, his wife kicks him out and takes over, then his mistress opens a competing business. Then a bait and switch about closing leads the entire town to be pissed off. Edit. I just got off the phone with my dad and he told me that the new pizza place was founded by 2 mistresses. I straight up didn't believe him and he sent me the website for the new place. Yep, mistress number 2 is a manager. And their pizza names are all spin-offs of Og Pizza Place. The larger town next door wants to close our small post office, but that may cause our general store to close. The general store is the only store in the town of 860 people. We have not one traffic signal. Only 1/2 mile of paved road. We have the last still operating one-room schoolhouse in the state, Vermont. U.S. senators and congressmen holding a press conference at the general store soon. It's a David versus Goliath shit show. Update. Senator held a press conference. I live in a small town that has historically been very conservative. The local Republican mayor tried to do the right thing and issued a mask mandate during COVID, which set off regular protests at our only stoplight on Friday evenings. The mayor was up for re-election and was running against someone who has the last name of a prominent, very conservative local family. Everyone assumed that this candidate was an even more conservative candidate, and voted her in. Our local election ballots don't have party affiliations next to the candidates' names. Most of the town still thinks she's from that prominent conservative family, but she isn't related at all. Turns out she's Democratic who recently moved here from California. About a year ago my hometown's favorite eating establishment burnt down. Lotta people pooled money to get him a new spot. A failing car salesman converted his place to a restaurant and partnered with the beloved restaurant owner. The business was thriving, the food was fantastic and it was the place to get food. The failing car salesman was talking and then some to the local bicycle behind his wife's back and was giving her free drinks, and the two would stay at the place way beyond closing time. One of her kids went on her phone and was scrolling and found nudes on her phone of a car salesman. The kid sent it to his friends and the friends sent it to even more people. Now basically the entire town has seen this red-headed man nude wearing cowboy boots. The beloved restaurant owner quit and business is no longer booming because he has no cook. A car salesman is getting a divorce and closing the restaurant, and this happened only 4 days ago. Edit 1. Wow. Thank you everyone for the upvotes. This post has more upvotes than the population of my hometown, 1.7k. Edit 2. Sorry for the confusion regarding the local bicycle. I told this story as if it were to someone in my town who would just understand, so that's on me. Reddit, we gotta talk. A lot of you are trying to stand up for this class. Good on you. But she's a lady with 21 kids with 19 different lads, and all but 4 have a reputation in the town. The 4 that don't are because the fathers have full custody of them. She's not a very redeemable character in this situation. Edit 3. A few asked for the photo to be uploaded, and what the heck? Lol. You guys are wild. Edit 4. So the beloved restaurant owner left the car salesman restaurant partnership because of this fiasco. Some say there was some tension about how the business was run, and some say there was tension because he was cheating on his wife. Status update. The latest rumor of the old grapevine says the restaurant owner got a killer deal from the local real estate guy and will renovate an old closed business downtown into his new restaurant. My fingers are crossed because he knows his stuff. My grandfather used to ride his bicycle up and down the main road in my town, population 800-ish, and he would pick up soda cans and loose change for the whole year. He'd take the cans and recycle them, and all the money he recycled added with the money found he and my grandmother would use to buy Christmas for the whole family. One day a car wash was built close to his house, so he was pretty excited because he figured that meant more loose change to be found. He noticed the older guy, who was always rude to me, I was 13 to 14 at the time, who rode an electric scooter and was rolling down to the car wash and picking up the change. They had it out for each other, going as far as exchanging words multiple times. So I come home from school one day to my grandfather sitting in his recliner with a huge shit-eating grin on his face. He tosses me something, catch. It's heavy and metal. He then proceeded to tell me the old man on the scooter was broken down at the car wash, his wheel had fallen off. My grandpa pretended to help him find the lug nut, then didn't tell him he found the lug nut, then stole said lug nut and brought it home him. It sat as a trophy on his end table till the day he died.
Like and subscribe for more ducking content.